Hiya, it's Claire. Now, so sorry, I tried to do a live for TikTok and I didn't realise you have to put in your age and it made it complicated, so I couldn't do it because I had to go on Facebook and do live there. I was meant to be doing an Imbolc little celebration. I've done it in my group in Facebook, so if you really wanted to see the whole thing, do let me know and I can send you a link to join the group and you can see it in there. I was just going to tell you a little bit about Imbolc on here and do it quickly, but it's the part of the year which welcomes the festival in Imbolc now, traditionally celebrating the Celtic goddess Bridget, Brigid, and so on, into the Christian tradition known as Candlemas. So it's normally on the 1st and 2nd of February, and it's kind of really bleak time of year, and you've got Lent coming up with the 40 days and approach to Easter, which brings purification and giving up things like treats, like chocolate and alcohol and things. So Candlemas celebrates the purification really of the Blessed Virgin after giving birth to Christ. And Imbolc means in the belly, and in the belly of the earth life stirs. So you've got the similar thing going on with the earth, and you've got all the shoots coming up or beginning to come up actually, and you've just got those little first stirrings. So I've got on my little altar here, which I've just been using and lighting candles and so on. I've got, I don't know if you can see that very well, I've got daffodils, I've got the Bridget cross there actually, I've got another plant, but it's just really nice to think, oh, things are beginning to stir and light is on the rise, and inspiration and hope glimmer, and we can rise from our winter cocoon, and we may feel more creative and start feeling like painting or sculpting or knitting or creating something or doing artwork or writing or doing poetry, and maybe even having clear out. Probably need to clear out of my room, it's got a bit crowded actually. But Bridget, or Breed even, or and Breed is another pronunciation. She was patroness of creativity of all kinds, including smithcraft, healing, inspiration. She led poets, and she was Christianised as St Bridget, and the nuns in Kildare in Ireland kept her flame burning until the suppression of monasteries, and the flame was relit in 1993. And it was really protected by the nuns of Kildare and by the leader of the Brigidine sisters. Those were the nuns. And the goddess, she's also the goddess of sacred wells and water, and she was a fire goddess and sun goddess as well. And her symbol is actually a sun wheel and an off-centre cross, which is this one. I cannot actually make it easily because I've realised that my wheat that I got from the field near my house is actually really dry and it just snaps. So you'll have to Google how to make it, which you'll be able to do very easily, I can assure you. I made that one a couple of days, about 5 days ago actually. But the cross links to the 4 main seasons of the sun, spring, summer, autumn, winter, and you've got also certain animals were associated with Bridget, like the snake, the wolf, the cow, the bird of prey, and their festival was also called the Feast of the Poets. And as part of the ancient celebrations, Breed was represented by a corn dolly dressed as a bride and paraded around the house before being put to bed next to a phallic acorn-tipped wand. And it's known as a cross-quarter day because it's midway between the winter solstice at Yule and the spring equinox, which is Ostara, which kind of often corresponds with Easter dates. And also around February the 2nd is Groundhog Day, which the Americans will all know of, and it's based on the Scottish rhyme, if Candlemas Day is bright and clear, there'll be 2 winters in the year. And the groundhog is used to predict the length of winter, so if he sees his shadow, there will be 6 weeks of cold weather. And Imbolc really means ewe's milk, as it's when ewes begin to lamb and cows begin to calve, and fresh dairy products were really important to the survival of the ancestors. Bridget was the most popular goddess in the British Isles, as well as She ruled like poetry, smith crafting, and prophecy. And she's actually wears, I believe, a green cloak, and she has red flaming hair. And if she opens the cloak, then you might be privy to visions of the future. And she may appear in dreams, so just be aware of that. And she's also very much linked with childbirth and midwifery and of water. So a lot of water and wells are blessed with Bridget's energy. And she was really thought to aid in conception and birth, and is always associated, if you like, with the light or flame of creativity. And that, if you think of creativity, the biggest creation there might be is creating a human being. And so she is very sacred, really, and sacred, very sacred to the British Isles, and particularly Ireland, actually. And wells, many wells are dedicated to her. And often people would have a purification of the house around now, and they would have the hearth fires would be put out and then rekindled, and it might involve the woman rather than the man of the house really doing that. The goddess was believed to visit the house and bestow blessings on many, especially if you have that Bridget's cross. That would be a really good thing to do, and leave it outside. It's normally the night before this one, I believe, on the last day of January, but you could have a go if you have a Bridget's cross and leave it outside tonight. And a doll was often formed as Bridget from the last sheaf of wheat harvested in the fall, and it would be decorated with ribbons, trims, and laid in a bed for fertility and blessings, and so on. So during the winter, the maiden is with the Dark Lord and the land is bare, and some celebrate Imbolc as the recovery of the earth goddess post giving birth to the sun god. And the pagans celebrate the transformation of the goddess from crone to the maiden of spring. So, and we see, there's all the sort of rituals to do with purification, and the maiden sweeps away the debris of the old with her new broom. And we sweep away the outdated and useless stuff from our lives and things that fill our minds which aren't of any use. And also Imbolc means in the belly, so and it's almost like in the belly of Mother Earth the first stirrings of spring begin. And this is the rite of Candlemas, which rekindles fire within us and in the world. And the Bridget crosses are made often from wheat or rush stalks and exchanged as symbols of protection and prosperity for the coming year. And the besom or broom is by the front door welcoming the new. And the candles are traditionally, I've got one lit candle down there and this little electric one. I'll probably leave these in my rooms tonight because they're a little bit less dangerous. And they would be placed, the candle would be placed in each room, and it's about really the rebirth of the sun, really, and the whole circle of life, if you like, a circle of, wheel of the year. And there were certain things that are traditional, so some of the oils would be angelica, blackberry oil, iris, myrrh or vanilla, and incenses would be things like basil, bay, wisteria, cinnamon, violet, vanilla and myrrh. And gemstones would be amethyst, bloodstone, garnet, ruby, onyx and turquoise. And the traditional rituals or spells would be things to do with fertility, purification, consecration of agricultural tools with the beginning of the agricultural year, initiations, transformation and new beginnings, and blessings of seeds for the garden and indeed for the farmers. There are many gods and goddesses, but some of them might be the virgin or maiden goddesses like Bridget, Aradia, Athena, Inanna, Gaia and February, and also gods, so flame gods, or love gods, Adonis and Cupid, and Norse, Swan, Bragi, and you've got Eros, Greek, Frey, Norse, and Osiris and Tammuz. You've got so many really, Freya as well, which is Norse, I believe. And you've got colours white, pink, yellow, light green and brown. So I'll just do a little verse to finish. I'm going to do the Imbolc prayer today. We've made it to the midpoint of the winter dark and bleak. From this day on the sun will climb and thaw the ground, and creeks. Bless us now, O maiden fair, and keep us in your loving care, and showing signs of new life everywhere as you awaken from your sleep. So that's just a little bit, and I do apologise, I would do a live, but obviously I haven't got the hang of the protocols at the moment, so it involves, I think, showing your passport or something weird like that. So I'm always on Facebook anyway, in my Facebook group, so if you wanted to join that, do let me know. Thanks so much, and happy Imbolc, first stirrings of spring. Take care. Bye for now.